Dhonielle Clayton, Tiffany D. Nic Stone's, Angie Thomas, and Nicola Yoon's story are all set in a New York City blackout book review. There will be no subways, trains of any type, traffic lights, elevators, air conditioning, you name it, anything won't work if it needs power. Each of these stories' protagonists are on the road to Twig's block party in Brooklyn, which means that darkness is closing in. A common thread runs across all of these tales. When it's dark out, it's easier for these teenagers who are in love to open up about their deepest wishes, concerns, and feelings for their significant others. It also brings up images of individuals hunkered down in solitary confinement in gloomy rooms, unable to see, hear, or move in the absence of light. It's summer in New York City and blackout, so even if the power goes out, there are still a few hours of daylight. These teenagers have only enough time before the sun sets on their futures to make up for their past mistakes. There is a New York City blackout in the stories of Dhonielle Clayton, Tiffany D, Nic Stone, Angie Thomas, and Nicola Yoon. In the event of a power outage, there will be no subways, trains of any kind, traffic signals or elevators, air conditioning, you name it. They are all on their way to Twig's party in Brooklyn, which means that the night is becoming closer and closer. In all of these stories, there is a similar theme. They are more likely to speak up about their deepest sentiments and wishes for their significant ones when it's dark outside. There are also photos of people locked up in dark, dimly lit chambers, unable to see, hear or move because of the lack of light. Blackout in New York City in the summer means there are still a few hours of daylight even if the power goes out. These teens have just a little window of opportunity to make up for their previous transgressions. Stuckness is a common theme throughout the novel, from JJ on the train, unwilling to realize his actual personality, to the characters themselves. Although they're stranded at the New York Public Library, Lana and Tristan manage to find the guts to say what they need to say to Tristan, no matter how tough it may be. In all the great love stories. And Dust, by Dhonielle Clayton. Angie Thomas's No Sleep Till Brooklyn is about a group of kids from Jackson, Mississippi, who are aboard a double-decker bus on a class trip. Among them is Kayla, who must choose between 2 or 3 loves. After a while, everyone in Blackout's cast loses their naivete and begins to see the world for what it really is, a place full with smart, polite, kind, and adorable black kids. According to the novel Seymour and Grace, written by Nicola Yoon, it is dangerous to judge a book by its cover, as Grace does when she disapproves of Seymour's profession and his podcast preferences. They both make it to Twix's block party safely, but parting ways is proving to be more difficult than they had anticipated. Young black love stories aren't the only things celebrated in these stories, they're also stories about family and the city. The protagonists and their ambitions in each tale are intertwined with the grandparents and parents of the stories in this collection. The inclusion of multiple generations makes a strong and positive statement about black families while also creating mirror narratives that reach back to previous blackouts in 2003 and 1977. For example, Tammy and Kareem's long walk mirrors another couple's long walk decades earlier. During that 1977 blackout, it marks one of the collection's many heartfelt moments where the stories intersect on one or more levels. With only a few more scenes at the block party to spend time with these individuals and their enormous hearts, sensible decisions, and sheer delight, this collection's conclusion came too quickly. A night out in Brooklyn with some new acquaintances, some music, and a good time was what I was looking for. In Blackout, young black love, with all of its uncertainties, blunders, emotion, honesty, and humanity, is a rich read. In spite of their anxieties, these individuals show great respect for one another's decisions. You will be rooting for them all to discover the love of their lives at the perfect time. Although Blackout was intended for young adults, it is a book that everyone should read.